morning and welcome back to Trinidad and Tobago. Well, the Mentoring by the Masters program was launched back in 2012 as part of the Ministry of Culture's observance of our 50th anniversary of independence. Now, the program creates a space for knowledge transfer from senior accomplished artists and cultural workers up to up-and-coming peers in their respective fields. The Culture Division of the Ministry will be hosting a series of showcases later this month. To tell us more, we have Culture Support Specialist, Culture Division in the Ministry, Nadya Shah, one of this year's mentors for professional development in broadcasting, well known to all of us, Miss Sharon Pitt. Good morning, ladies. How are you all?
Good morning, Verna. Fine.
Well, this is an excellent initiative. First of all, tell us about who can participate in the program. How available is it to persons?
So the program takes place every year and applications are usually open from March to April. So unfortunately for this year, applications are closed. We have the workshops taking place right now because workshops usually take place from June to September. I'll encourage anyone to look out for the program when it's open again next year because it really is a great opportunity to learn from masters in different fields.
Right. Now, where's the program located and are there any costs attached?
The program is completely free to the public and the locations change depending on who our mentors are per year. We allow the mentors to sort of choose their own spaces to figure out, what works best for them. And like I said, it is open to the public. So we send out the call for applications in the newspapers, online, and we encourage everyone to apply to it.
All right. And persons can find information, I guess, on the website and their phone numbers there as well.
Yes. Actually, the best place to get information about us right now is on Facebook.
Okay.
Follow us on Culture Division TT.
All right. Now, this year, I understand there are 5 particular areas of focus. Tell us about those areas of focus, and it changes every year.
Yes, it changes every year in terms of the specifics of the area. We do look at 5 broad fields of development, but this year specifically, we have Miss Pitt in professional development and broadcasting. We have Lionel Jagasa for fancy Indian mass. We have Rosalind Gabriel in children's mass. We have Simeon Sandiford for music production and aspects of music business. And we also have
Pat McLeod.
Janice Pat McLeod for Ifa and Orisha traditions.
All right. So, Ms. Pitt, this is an ideal opportunity for younger persons to learn from others who have mastered their craft and adding their own creativity and style to it as well. How do you see your role in this particular program?
Well, first let me say, it's not just for young people because I have a particular interest in ensuring that ageism and discrimination against older persons aren't perpetuated. So I have people from 40s to people who are early 20s. My role I see as being one, as you mentioned before, knowledge transfer. There's so many things that you can do with the people that you have who are eager to learn, things that aren't taught in the theory books. So, we talk about experiences. A lot of my thing with mentoring is you talk about experiences. So you try to share your passion, your love for the business, and that's my role, to really encourage that love for broadcasting, for communicating.
So persons would have already registered for the program in broadcasting and the others. What has the response been so far?
Well, it was wonderful. I had to refuse so many people because I think that apart from those who misunderstand what broadcasting is, we do have that hunger to communicate. Apart from wanting to be like yourself and being the star of the show, we have people who do want to communicate their issues, who want to change the world, and that's fine, change our society. People who have a message, who want to be activists in broadcasting. So I think it's been a wonderful response. They're really very keen.
Unfortunately, a lot of persons who approach us as media practitioners, they always talk about just being on TV, but a lot of the times it's a misconception because it's not just about being on TV, but it's a lot of research, it's a lot of hard work, a lot of training, and a lot of research. There we go. It's a lot of research. It's not just being a star of a show. And the media, the role that the media plays in terms of accountability. Do you think the young persons, or even the others from the 40 to 20, that age group, do you think they really understand what being in media is really about, or do they think it's just a show?
I think for the most part, people on the whole don't fully comprehend what media is about. They see the lights, camera, action, on radio, they hear the beautiful voices, they think it's a glamorous field. Even people within the media, some of them, don't fully understand their role. So I think, to answer your question, most people don't understand, as you say, the hard work that goes into it. And it's not just in front of camera. It's not just in front of the microphone. Media is such a wide thing now. We're talking about social media platforms that are so important. So I think people need to get away from the idea, the old traditional ideas of what media is about, because so much of it can be not in front of a mic or not in front of a camera.
That is actually quite true.
Hard work.
Yes, yeah. And are they prepared to put that forward?
That's the question.
Yeah.
Every single mentee has been asked, are you prepared to do the work?
Yeah. All right. So tell us a little bit about some of the other categories. We have children's mass, fancy Indian mass, aspects of music production and the business of music, and Orisha traditions. What led to the choice, these 5 particular areas?
Well, the culture division has a focus on 5 different areas. We are broken up into teams. It's how we approach our work. So each one of these classes that were chosen this year is a bit reflective of, the categories that we work in. So, for instance, with professional development, we're looking at the development of the cultural industries, the cultural sector, and professionalization in that sector. So it's not just about the broadcasting, but that's why it's professional development in broadcasting.
All right. Now, Ms. Pitt, I want to talk a little bit about some questions that some of the students would have asked you, the mentees. They would have asked you questions like, is the media an area of gainful employment?
No, not really. It depends on the level in which you enter. And even when you are established, you cannot rely only on one job. So oftentimes I say, if you want to be looking for wealth, don't come into the media. The offshoots of what you do, you can develop specialties, you can develop a constituency, and out of that you can make money. There are obvious examples in our society where people are doing all sorts of things, and that's the idea, that you have to be prepared to get out of your comfort zone. In some cases, for those who are established in the media, you have to be aware that there are so many new things out there. It's a global thing. You have to get online. You have to use all the tools that we have. So for those who, when they applied, said, well, I want to get into your workshop because I want to make more money, that's the wrong place to start. It really is the wrong place to start. You have to get into the media because you have a bigger purpose, a bigger goal. It might be, for example, when I started, I really wanted to promote Caribbean integration. I really wanted to make us love ourselves. And that was more important to me than making money, thank goodness, because the money was not there. But after a while, you can earn a very decent living.
Tell us about the hours of work. A lot of persons think, okay, well, it's a regular job, 8 to 4.
Which it isn't, and which you know better than anyone else. That if you need to be successful, you have to be researching all the time. You wake up in the middle of the night and you reach for if you're into the iPad thing, or if you're into your pen and paper, and you've got ideas, you've got notes, you've got to follow up. You've got to know your audience, you've got to know your market, which means you have to be in your market. You can't be in a little bubble thinking, oh, I'll just travel around in air-conditioned comfort and I have my ideas and I will promote these ideas and you all will love me. No, like you go down on the ground. One of the things I always say, especially in our milieu, is you want to have something local, something special about you, but something that can appeal to a worldwide audience. And that's the secret. You could be here dealing with a show, a set that could be transferred to London, LA, New York. But there has to be something about you, Verna, that will say, oh yeah, but I'm a Caribbean person, straddling a worldwide audience.
And you also have to be thick-skinned as well, being the frontline person, because not everybody would like you, and there will be many criticisms, and you have to know how to take it as well. How have you been able to deal with that? Oh
my goodness, I was thick-skinned. When I first started in this business, I heard every single negative. Oh, she has a man voice. Oh, it was that. The thing was to have confidence in yourself.
Yes.
If you have confidence in yourself, eventually they'll come around. The same people who were knocking you will come around, so confidence.
Thank you so much for being part of our show this morning.
You're very